Join our family of creators. Your support means the world to us. Subscribe now to the Content Creator channel. Your support keeps us motivated and helps us bring you fresh, exciting content every week. Hit that subscribe button and be part of our journey. The year is 2025. The global economy is shifting, and one word is on everyone's lips: tariffs. The White House just announced new tariffs on advanced electronics and renewable energy components from Asia, rattling markets and businesses nationwide. Tech giants saw their stocks tumble, and small business owners face new uncertainty. This isn't just policy, it's about your next smartphone, your job, and the future of American industry. Tonight we go beyond the headlines to ask, what do these tariffs really mean for you? President Trump's America First tariff strategy aims to protect U.S. jobs and bring manufacturing home. Supporters see it as a necessary correction to decades of unfair trade. Critics warn of higher prices and economic fallout. The effects are real. Factory owners struggle with pricier parts. Farmers fear losing export markets, and consumers are already paying more. Is this short-term pain for long-term gain or a costly miscalculation? Critics argue tariffs are a tax on Americans and risk sparking a destabilizing trade war. The nation is divided and the stakes couldn't be higher. As the tariff battle intensifies, every American has a stake in the outcome. Will tariffs revive American industry, or will they backfire? Stay with us as we break down the new tariff era. The story is unfolding, and it's far from over. It's about the future of America. Let's dive in. What is a tariff? Simply put, it's a tax on imported goods, making foreign products pricier. The goal? Make American-made goods look more attractive. For example, a $100 foreign steel coil becomes $125 with a 25% tariff. Suddenly, U.S. steel is the better deal. President Trump uses tariffs not just for economics, but as a geopolitical tool. Tariffs can be imposed suddenly, even on close allies, citing national security. The America First doctrine claims global trade hollowed out U.S. manufacturing and shipped jobs overseas. Tariffs are meant to reverse that, especially targeting China. Trump's tariffs are broad, affecting billions in goods and upending supply chains. Businesses now face constant uncertainty. Tariffs can be announced overnight, even on social media. Trade policy is fast, fluid, and high stakes. Companies must monitor politics as closely as profits, ready to pivot at any moment. Tariffs are now a tool for everything from trade deficits to immigration disputes. The result? A business environment where a single policy shift can change fortunes overnight. For American companies, agility is now essential. The new era is unpredictable and everyone is scrambling to adapt. Tariffs are no longer just about economics, they're about power. Welcome to the new world of global trade. In 2025, tariffs are evolving fast. The universal baseline tariff proposal would slap a 10% tax on nearly all imports, with even higher rates for unfair trading partners. This is a dramatic shift, impacting every sector of the U.S. economy. The administration is doubling down on China, expanding tariffs on high-tech goods like electric vehicles and semiconductors. The goal? Block China from dominating future industries and keep the U.S. at the forefront of innovation. Tariffs are now used as leverage in everything from immigration to defense spending. For businesses, this means more uncertainty. Supply chains can be disrupted by diplomatic disputes, not just trade disagreements. International backlash is growing. The EU, Japan, and China are all retaliating with their own tariffs. U.S. exports like soybeans and aircraft are now targets. The risk? A tit-for-tat trade war that spirals out of control. Economists warn this could slow the global economy and hurt everyone, including the U.S. The world is watching and the stakes are global. The tariff era is rewriting the rules of trade. Tariffs are creating winners and losers across American business. Protected industries like steel and aluminum are thriving. Demand is up, plants are reopening, and jobs are returning. But for companies relying on imported parts, cars, electronics, and appliances, costs are soaring. They face a tough choice: absorb the hit or pass it to consumers. Small businesses are especially vulnerable. They lack the resources to shift supply chains or navigate complex exemptions. Some are laying off workers or shutting down entirely. The impact ripples out. Higher costs mean frozen wages, delayed expansions, and layoffs. Consumers feel it at the checkout. Higher prices on everyday goods. Studies show most tariff costs are passed directly to Americans. The policy meant to punish foreign competitors is hitting U.S. businesses and families hardest. The divide is stark. Some communities are rebounding, others are struggling to survive. Tariffs are reshaping the business landscape, sometimes for better, often for worse. The story is complex and the outcome is still uncertain. The only certainty, change is here. The real impact of tariffs is best seen in the stories of American businesses. Ford Motor Company reports billions lost to steel and aluminum tariffs, costs that hit both profits and car buyers. A small California bike maker saw component prices jump 25%, forcing tough choices: raise prices or lose money. Many small businesses face the same dilemma, squeezed by rising costs and bigger competitors. But there are winners too. A Pennsylvania steel mill, once struggling, is now booming: new jobs, new hope, and a revived local economy. For some, tariffs mean opportunity and growth. In tech, the picture is mixed. Some firms struggle with pricier parts, but others see a chance to compete as Chinese electronics get more expensive. There's a renewed push for Made in America, with new investments in U.S. factories and tech plants. These are long-term bets, and success isn't guaranteed. Tariffs are both a stick and a carrot, punishing reliance on imports, rewarding domestic production. Every business feels the effects differently. For some, tariffs are a lifeline; for others, a threat, the only constant uncertainty. The business landscape is shifting and adaptation is key. The future belongs to the nimble. Economists are deeply divided on tariffs. Most mainstream experts warn tariffs hurt growth, raise prices, and risk global recession. They argue tariffs are a self-inflicted wound, hurting U.S. consumers and exporters as much as foreign rivals. When the U.S. taxes Chinese steel, China hits back with tariffs on American soybeans. One sector gains, another loses. The net effect, they say, is often negative. But a new school of thought is emerging. Some economists argue free trade theory is outdated in the face of China's state-driven capitalism. They see tariffs as a necessary defense against unfair practices and a way to rebuild critical industries. The short-term pain, they argue, is worth the long-term gain of a more self-sufficient America. It's a high-stakes gamble. Can tariffs really spark a manufacturing revival? The answer depends on how the U.S. adapts and how the world responds. The debate is fierce and the outcome is uncertain. The long game is just beginning. What's next for American business? The risks are real. Uncertainty, volatile policy, and the threat of a global trade war. Companies crave predictability, but today's environment is anything but. The best advice: build resilience, diversify suppliers, audit your supply chain, and invest in domestic options where possible. Agility is now a survival skill, yet there are opportunities. The Made in America movement is gaining steam, and innovation is accelerating as firms adapt. Automation, 3D printing, and new tech could make U.S. manufacturing more competitive. Tariffs are a gamble, betting that short-term pain will lead to long-term strength. The final verdict isn't in. The story is still unfolding in factories, farms, and boardrooms. For American business, the old rules are gone. The future belongs to those who can adapt, innovate, and navigate this new landscape. The stakes are high and the world is watching. The tariff era is here. The next chapter is up to us.